Let's talk active track on the DJI Air2S. So the Air2S now comes with Active Track 4.0. Is this just a marketing name or is it any good? So let's get the propellers going and we'll take off, and we're going to be testing the Active Track in different modes today, showing you just how good this is. So in Spotlight, first of all, this will keep you in the frame, but you've got to control the joysticks yourself. So for me on this scooter, my hands are pretty tied up, so I'm not going to use that today. We're going to focus on Active Track. And then in Active Track, you've got Trace, which will follow behind or in front of you, and you've also got Parallel. So we're going to be testing out both of them. It was so early filming today, I'm surprised I could actually maneuver both of these, but that caffeine has kicked in, so away we go. So again, in Trace Active Track now, I've drawn the box around me, and that drone will now keep you locked the whole time. Now the great thing about this Air2S is that with them sensors on it, it doesn't hit anything at all or come close to. The system is absolutely unbelievable. I did have the DJI Air 2 as well, and that had a similar one but didn't have Active Track 4.0, and you can see just when it sees the obstacles it will go around them. You can set it to go over, or you can set them to just brake, but I've got it to set so it swerves around any objects, but it keeps me locked all the time. I'm also in really dark clothing as well. That sun is coming up, so you can see that it's actually really bright, and it has no problem at all tracking me. I'm going to be doing different things. I'm going to be doing some figure of eights around some lampposts. I'm going to be going over to the skate park, and I'm not just testing this around trees or branches. If it hits one of these obstacles, it's going to be game over. It's going to hit into the lamppost, really hard metal. It's going to be not good for this drone, but look how good this is. Oh, hi Alan, thanks for that message, just interrupting. I'm only joking, thanks very much. Right, let's have a look now at Parallel as well on Active Track. So just bring the drone a bit closer to me. Now what Parallel does, it will then circle around you, it will go to the sides, front and back, and you get a really nice perspective as well. So let's go and try that out now. So it's going to switch over to Parallel, press go, press record. It doesn't record automatically, so you need to make sure you're pressing it record, because I did not do that before. Let's not talk about that. And you can see now it flies behind me, in front of me, side to side, and you get a great shot. And as well, it's not going to crash into anything because of them position sensors. Even though it doesn't have side sensors, it has a side protection mode, which I've got switched on. And what that does is it makes sure that it's not going to crash into anything sideways. So it actually flies at an angle, so it's using both the front and top sensors. This will then make sure that that drone doesn't go sideways into an object where it doesn't have the sensors. But I had no problem at all today when filming this, and it still keeps me in the frame. The footage is really clear. You get a really nice shot like this at the side. It will then circle behind you, and I'm not doing anything aside from just holding the controller and then just away it goes, leaving it to do its own thing. So that looks excellent. So let's now make it a little bit harder for it. We're going to go a bit faster. We're also just going to go off this car park as well. So I'm going to put it back into trace mode in Active Track, press record, and then it's just going to then follow behind me. And if you see that little green mark on the left hand side just above the landing return to home marker, that's where that sideways protection is on. So that drone, it will not go sideways completely. It will use the top and front sensors, making sure that it's fully protected when flying and tracking me. But just look at this, it is so good. It reminds me of GTA vibes. If you ever gone and got a scooter on GTA and you were driving around on that, this is what it kind of feels like. But it's so good that it can actually get around these objects, and I don't have any problem at all. This was the first time trying this, so I do look back a few times just to make sure. But that drone, doing this, you know, I'm so confident to do it again and have more confidence that this Active Track 4.0 is going to keep the drone safe. Can you imagine one day if we can get Active Track on the DJI Mini, how great that will be? Even if it's going to be an Air 2S upgrade, like a Mini 2S or a Mini 2 Pro, and it's going to be a bit more expensive, but it has a feature like this, it's just going to be an absolute game changer. This drone with the features of it are so good. It does have downsides in depending on which country you're in, obviously restrictions, but the actual features of it are incredible, and I'm so impressed with just how well this is tracking me. Just look at this now. I'm going to go in and out of these lampposts in a figure of eight, and it has no problem at all keeping track whilst also making that drone safe. This now is a really tight shot. I'm just going around that bollard. There's a lamppost just to the side, and you see now how it just swerved around it. Incredible that it can go at quite a speed. We're going at now 14 miles an hour on the scooter, and it's just swerved around that lamppost, and it's following me. It's got me direct centered in that frame. Just how good can this actually be? What we're going to do now is no one around here, so I'm going to continue and I'm going to go onto the skate park again, doing some turns and just show you again. Just look now, it's going to keep me in the track as it goes around here. Really tight shot there, but it gets it, no problem at all, doesn't lose me at all there. The old active track system, it didn't like any sudden movements, and it wasn't the best, and it was more irritating, to be honest, because it would lose you all the time. That's one of the reasons why I got rid of the drone. But this, unbelievable. Just look now, it slows it down automatically, keeps you in that frame. It just manages to maneuver around all these objects without any problems. And again, I'm just going to pick up speed now and go around here to the right. There's a huge basketball court to the right hand side, full of metal, swerves around it. There's another lamppost here, a basketball court there just to the right hand side again, swerve through that. And then as I get onto the path, it keeps me direct centered in that frame, just how you want it. I'm now going to turn left. It's a really tight corner here. Again, you see the drone slows down, keeps me in the frame whilst it's actually turning, but it's keeping me in the center of the frame all the time. It knows when to slow down and speed up. It's now going to speed up because I'm getting quite far away from it. It'll swerve around this lamppost here. You see, it's absolutely ace. It's so good at detecting objects and swerving around it, but also doesn't affect the actual cinematic quality of the video that you want to produce. Again, I'm just going to turn here again, so just keep a look at it now. It's now going to be slowing down, follows me around there, no problem at all. It's so good. I'm really impressed with this Active Track 4.0, a big improvement over the Air 2, 100%. I'll just quickly mention you can turn sideways flights off there by clicking it on and off. If you turn it off, the drone will go fully sideways. You'll get some really nice parallel shots, but you won't have them centers on the side, so there is a risk then of it actually hitting something. So that's something I would probably keep on, because as you've seen from today's footage, it's had no problem at all in actually keeping me focused and actually keeping that drone safe by using that top and front sensors. And then this is the final one. This will now circle around you slowly. You can adjust that as much as you want, and it will do like a circle around you or another object such as a car or anything really that you want to track. And you see this, you get a really good shot as well. So I'm so impressed with this. This is just the first time testing this out. There'll be more videos coming soon, but what do you think of that Active Track? I am so impressed with it. I'll see you all soon, guys, and thanks so much for the support. Bye bye.